In this episode, we are going to talk about our off-ball linebackers. These are the guys that weren't necessarily rushing the passer every play. They were dropping back in coverage, trying to stop the run, just being all over the place at all times. Josh, this unit had its ups and downs, but we have to talk about one man in particular that had a career year and may have made himself some more money. Hey, welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. We're absolutely losing control over here. We are talking Miami Dolphins 2025 positional grades, and in this episode, we are talking the inside linebackers or off-ball linebackers, whatever you prefer to call them. I don't really care. So what are the names on the Dolphins? Let's talk Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dotson, KJ Britt, and big play Willie Gay. Those are the four inside linebackers for the 2025 Miami Dolphins. Josh,
yep.
How the hell are you, buddy? These guys had a very up and down year.
Yeah. It was very top heavy. I'll say that.
A little bit.
Yep.
A little bit.
A smidge. Questionable coaching decisions on who played and when, if I'm being completely candid with you, which is reflective in my grades.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't watched any of our position room grades, we do not know each other's grades. This is all brand new for us, so we will be just as surprised as you are if one of us gives a player a B and one of us gives us a D. I mean, it's going to be real interesting. So I thought...
Wait, before we get into the grades, we got to remind people we have a giveaway potentially coming. Our target is 150 subscribers by February 11th. If we hit that goal, Josh over there has got some... He's over there. He's got some swag to give away. Miami Dolphins gear, 305 Gridiron gear. You could be in the drawing to win it. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free.
Yeah,
absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
And hit the like button as well.
And it's not me. It's the podcast giving this stuff away. Well, yeah, I am just the one sending it out.
You're the one sending it out. Yeah. Yeah. Hitting the like button also helps the show get to more people, which means we could get more subscribers, which means we have a better chance of hitting that goal. We have little less than a month at this point when this episode goes live to hit the goal. So help us out and we will love you forever. I think. Maybe.
Excellent. We will love you ever. Maybe.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the inside linebackers. We are grading them because we have graded a lot of other positions already. We got to keep going, Josh. We can't just stop right here.
We got to finish.
We've finished. We've done all of the offense. We've done a defensive line, and we've done pass rushers. Next up on the docket is the inside linebackers. Let's start with big play Willie Gay, a guy who came in, got a really fun nickname from our chat, which is absolutely amazing to say, and proceeded to not really get a chance to play at all.
Yep. Yeah. From a grading standpoint, let's just dive right in. I don't know what you gave him. I gave him a C.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little bit higher than I wanted to initially, but I was looking at the playing time thing that you were talking about because there were plenty of games, a lot of our post-game shows where we were like, why is he not playing? What the hell is going on? Because he's a fast linebacker in coverage. So instead of dropping Jordan Brooks into covering a tight end 15 yards down the field, the first game of the season, why aren't we putting in KJ Britt or Willie Gay? Specifically Willie Gay. Willie Gay played all 17 games, started 2 of them towards the end of the season, I believe. Had 20 total combined tackles, 2 sacks, 2 pass defense. But really, he played in every game, but did not play a lot in those games, which is why I gave him a C. I think it was a very average year. I think it would have been possibly a better grade if he was given more of an opportunity to play.
Yeah, I'm actually changing mine live here on air. I had a
D. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I did. I had a D for him. I've upped it to a C. I think the production for the minimal amount of snaps was actually pretty good. I would have loved to see him out there over maybe Tyrell Dotson for some of the season. Unfortunately, he did not get a chance to do that because coaching on this team is something that we are unable to apparently find. Listen, I know like when he came in, we were just kind of lukewarm on him, him and KJ Britt, who we're going to talk about in a second, because they were just guys 26, 27 years old coming from other teams who didn't even give them an offer on re-signing, which is never a good sign.
No, but
Um,
players that came in with a ton of game
they
experience.
had a lot of experience, and I
Yeah.
think they came in with the intention of having these guys back up Brooks and Dotson, who they were very sold on
Yeah.
to be our starting inside linebackers. Unfortunately, Dotson is more up and down than a goddamn roller coaster. While Jordan Brooks is a very good player, and he just has some limitations that we have to deal with. But unfortunately, Dotson couldn't make up for those limitations, and I believe Willie Gay could have, but he just never got the chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
I think
let's
yeah, sorry. KJ Britt, I was looking at my grades. I'm like, oh yeah,
dive into
this is why.
KJ Britt next. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go
I was
into
like,
him.
this is why I could not remember for the life of me why I gave KJ Britt this grade. But yeah,
Yeah.
KJ Britt played 17 games, only started one, had 35 combined total tackles, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, 0 PDs. I gave him a C because again, did not get a lot of opportunities to play in the games that he played in from a snap standpoint. I gave him a C. I wished we could have seen both of these guys a little bit more,
Yeah.
but that's where we're at. I gave him a C.
I actually gave him a D.
Oh,
Uh, I know that
really?
both guys, if I'm looking at two guys who had minimal
Mm,
playing time, probably equally minimal playing time, and one of them's big stat is tackles and the other one has 2 sacks, I'm going with the guy for sacks. If you're new to the show, I am not a believer that tackles is an indication that you had a good season.
no.
So tackles don't really do much for me. So when I'm looking at KJ Britt versus Willie Gay Jr., Willie Gay has 2 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. KJ Britt just has tackles. I'm going to give Willie Gay the higher grade. So Willie Gay gets a C, KJ Britt gets a D.
Perfect. And I'm gonna use that against you when we talk about our next player, Tyrell Dotson.
Come at me, bro.
Tyrell Dotson, right? Our number 2, our Robin to the Batman, if you will.
Sure.
Played 16 games this season, 129 combined tackles, 72 solo, which
God,
I
he had a
understand.
lot of tackles.
He did, but he was always he was like tackling 10 yards down the field. The dude could not like do anything at the line of scrimmage. However,
Mhm.
he did have 5.5 sacks, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble.
He's a good pass rusher.
He is. So I gave Terrell Dotson a B.
Mhm.
I do think there were quite a lot of mental lapses. There were some penalties thrown in there that he shouldn't have. There were a lot of tackles down the field, like, past the line of scrimmage when, he should have made the tackle at the line of scrimmage, or even in some cases behind the line of scrimmage. So I gave him a B. I thought he had an okay season. I thought he was going to have a better season than he did, but I gave him a B because of the stats. I didn't realize he had 5 sacks, if I'm being honest.
I may regret this, but I actually gave him a C. And that doesn't mean that I think he and Willie Gay were on the same level playing field there.
Mhm.
But I have more to go on with Dotson, and I
True,
had a
true.
chance to see him make more mistakes because he did play more. And to your point, man, this guy is so incredibly good at times
Yeah.
that you think to yourself, this man could be a Hall of Famer. And then immediately upon thinking that,
Nope.
he has the most boneheaded play in the
Mhm.
world. He completely misses the gap, and the running back runs right past him for a 60-yard touchdown. And that's why I gave him a C, because I felt like his play was so up and down, it just averaged out. Yeah, he hit the stat sheet hard with 129 tackles and 5 sacks and 10 tackles for a loss. And if you just looked at his stat sheet, you would think, God damn, they got to steal
It's
it.
a hell of a season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, stats have this little tiny habit of lying to you.
Well, they paint whatever picture you need them to paint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, it's painting a picture of inconsistency.
Yeah, and I will say this: he needs to, in this offseason, if he's here, which I think he will be because he got a new contract. He needs to work on the angles he takes, because once the running back bursts through the line or the wide receiver catches the little slant, Terrell Dotson forgets how to take angles. So many times this year, we gave up an extra 10 yards on a play or 15 yards on a play for the sole reason because Terrell Dotson took a piss poor angle.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that he does work on that a little bit, on his vision, on his kind of the game slows down for him. But yeah, I mean, a B and a C, a B minus, that sounds like an average. That makes sense.
I think overall that we might see largely the same inside linebacker core next
Yeah,
year
for sure.
because I don't think that inside linebackers warrant a huge amount of investment anymore.
No.
I think they
No.
should,
Hmm.
but the NFL is telling us they don't. If you
Yeah.
just look around the league, there's not much investment in this position
Well, and
anymore.
I think it depends
Um,
on the defense that they're
true.
playing because, like, you look at the middle linebackers, and the inside linebackers in Baltimore, like they're the engine that runs that whole team. You know what I mean? But then you look at the majority of the other teams, they're like,
Yeah, I just don't think there's a lot of teams that are,
no, there's not.
it's insane actually.
Mhm.
I mean, Jordan Brooks and Sherrod Dotson were free agents. We didn't trade for them. They were free agents. Brooks got cut, and then Dotson
Oh,
got cut.
you're right. For some reason in my head, I thought we traded for Brooks
No, because then we cut Jerome Baker,
Baker. Yeah.
and the Seahawks picked up Baker, and we picked up Brooks.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
It
You're
was
right.
like a trade that wasn't a trade.
So it's
Speaking of Jordan Brooks, dude, he probably made himself a lot of money this season because he had 183 tackles, which led the National Football League. He had 3.5 sacks. He had 13 tackles for loss. He had 3 pass deflections and a forced fumble and a fumble recovery
and an interception.
and an interception,
Yep.
all in a day's work. I had to read a lot there. I'm going to let you talk for a second.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Brooks, I don't know what you gave him. I know you've all season you've been lukewarm on him.
I continue to be.
Yeah, I gave him an A. I thought he was the captain of this defense, especially given all of the issues in the secondary, all of the issues with injuries, all of the issues with rookies. I thought he was the lone pillar of consistency. Now we can have the discussion of what was consistent, but whatever it was very consistent. You knew every day, every game that he played in, he was going to lead the team in tackles and he was going to make the play when he needed to. He was going to be a sound tackler. He is clearly, if you do not know football, but you look at how he plays, even the basic NFL fan will know that he is a run stuffing linebacker, not a coverage linebacker. And my problem with all of the criticism that Brooks gets from time to time is, well, he was okay in coverage. He's not a fucking coverage linebacker. And Weaver consistently dropped him into coverage, which was infuriating. I thought he had a hell of a year from the stat standpoint. He upped it from last year.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that he's on this team, and I hope he stays on this team because, to me, at least just to me, he's one of the foundational pieces that we have on this team.
Yeah, I think statistically he had a great year. I gave him a B grade.
That's better than I thought you were going to give him.
I truly think people get too floored by tackles. And a case in point, he won Player of the Week against the Commanders in a game where I thought he got absolutely picked on for the entire game. I thought Marcus Mariota was specifically targeting him because he couldn't cover literally anything.
Well, he can't. He's not a coverage linebacker.
I know, but he get tackles because he couldn't cover him, and he would just tackle him after they caught it, and somehow that turned into a Player of the Week situation, which is mind-boggling to me. The NFL really likes tackles as a stat, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gave him a B. I think he's a very good player. He's a very good inside linebacker for us, but he does have limitations. And for me to give you an A, man, you can't be making mistakes like that. And I think there were a few games this year where the quarterbacks absolutely picked on him. And I don't care if he's not a coverage linebacker. You play inside linebacker, there's a certain aspect of that position that means you have to cover. Work on it, I guess. I don't know. But listen, I can't even say that because our middle linebackers are so like grossly slow. It's hilarious. But yeah, I think Jordan Brooks is a very good player. I give him a B overall. I don't think that's a bad grade. I'm sure that some people in the comments will. But yeah, great season. 183 tackles. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Even if you're not a tackle person, you have to be impressed by that number.
Yeah, very much so.
All right, man. I think overall, if looking at these grades, doing some quick math in my head, I would say we gave this unit about a C.
Yeah, C plus, B minus.
Yeah, because the bottom two kind of leveled out the top two a little bit.
But we did do some live in living color changes.
I did change Willie Gay to a C from a D.
So
that's the only change I made.
Call it a C. Call it a C plus.
We'll call sure. We'll call it a C plus. Let me add a little plus to my notes here.
Thank
to
you.
Make sure that's there.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this episode of the 305 Gridiron, where we covered the inside linebackers or off-ball linebackers, if you will, for the 2025 Miami Dolphins. We gave them all grades: Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dodson, KJ Britt, Willie Gay Jr. Let us know what your grades for these 4 players are below, and let us know your overall grade for the unit. Do you see a lot of change coming to this unit, or do you expect that these 4 will be back with us next year? All right, for Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, over here to my left, I'm Anthony Pinzone. This has been the 305 Gridiron. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, fins up, everybody.